You are Dorothy Masuka.
Yes, Masuka.
Yes.
Masuka came by because some people couldn't pronounce ku. Well, they could pronounce ku, but for them, they always give you some name. Ka was flexible for them, for the label.
And that's the name they used on the first album you released.
Right.
And since then, Dorothy Masuka.
It's Masuka, Masuku. It works.
It works, yes. It's all in the music, I suppose.
Right.
So, Dorothy, let's go back to that point. How old were you when you recorded your first album, and how did it come about?
Coming about of my beginning, it's a strange thing, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't plan to be a singer at all. I didn't want to sing, but singing wanted me to do it. So in other words, I was actually created to be a singer. People like me were not ordinary singers, because you don't spend 70 years singing.
Yes.
And the voice growing stronger and stronger.
It's something that you're born into.
The Lord brought me to this earth to sing, make His people happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. And how did it come about that you first started performing? How old were you then?
I was pretty young, 2 years. I'm told by my mother that I never sat quietly, I was one of those children who was always playing by herself. I used to play with dolls, and I'll be talking to these dolls, singing to the dolls, and most of times I never kept quiet. It was One time my mother thought I was abnormal. Seriously. She consulted some doctors saying, this child, there's something wrong. She never just sits quietly. And the doctor said, no, she's very normal. She's going to be a singer, maybe. In which I was.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in essence, we could say this is a 78-year career.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But Dorothy, you also were one, we often talk, in fact, we're very proud of being what we call here at Kaya Afropolitan. And when I look at somebody like you, for me, are one of the original Afropolitans.
Right.
But you think the fact that you were born with blood from two different countries impacted on your outlook?
Yeah, it's not the blood, if I may put it straight. It's just that what I feel now, I am born in Bulawayo, which is just a neighbor country from here.
Yes.
It's now called Zimbabwe.
Yes.
And my mother was born in this country, outside Johannesburg in Natal, a place called Wamakuta. And my father comes from Zambia. So you can imagine. And I am born in a different country from both my parents.
And from the country you call your homeland.
That's right.
Yes.
From my country I call my homeland. This is why I feel I am the indigenous African girl.
Yes.
I am pure African girl who is born, I'm 3 in 1.
Yes.
Yes. South African, Zimbabwe, Zambia.
Yes.
That makes me.
And in essence, you've always kept your connection with the countries not only neighboring us, but even up Africa.
Oh, well, Africa, I know Africa like I know the palm of my hand because of, as I say, I'm Dorothy the mother, Dorothy the singer, and Dorothy the politician.
Yes.
Right? Because these things like being a politician, I don't know whether you call it politics. Well, people call it politics. I don't know. For me, it's the wrong that I used to see. Then I would question. And it's the wrong that I used to see that used to hurt me. I used to want to know, why is this like this? Why is this person not doing this, or why is this person doing this to me? Because when I came to Johannesburg at the age of 12 or 10 or 11, I used to go in a shop. I'm sure none of you know where OK Bazaar was in Elof Street. It was somewhere near.
I remember.
Now you know
so
where it was.
Revealing.
Right,
Yes.
right. It was up there. So I'd walk into this shop and want to try something on, and then some young woman would come and say, no, don't touch that. Do you like this? And then I used to wonder, why? Why is this young lady stopping me from, trying this thing on? Then eventually I found out that, no, it was the color thing. It was the bar that was there. And this used to bother me, because up to now, I don't look at people's colors. I look at a human being as a human being, like we are. I've been like this all my life.
Yes.
And
it's the way that you've lived. Is that why you refer and say you're a politician? Is it because of your socio-political, the way you behave? Or do you think it's because of...
No, I'm born this way. I was born this way. For me, a human being will always be a human being, never mind their color. So when I traveled the world, because I've done 3/4 of the world, sweetheart, I've been to every huge city of the world, name it, I was there, So to me, human beings are just human beings. For me, color is not my problem. In so much that they've even given you and I funny colors. They say I'm black. And yet at school, black is this.
Yes.
And then they say they are white. At school, white is that.
Yes.
There's no black person, there's no white person. The day you will see a white person, you'll die.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean. Or if you see a black person, hey, we're wild. So really, just put that aside.
Yes.
You and I are brothers and sisters. It ends there.
Now, of your generation, many of your peers went into exile, whether forced or by choice. And many of them, I think, gained recognition in their work and their careers, largely because they were in exile. But you were somebody, and granted their talent, I don't in any way undermine that.
No, anybody who was a politician, the way some of us are, was not pure. They were biased. They were what you'd call two heads. When they went to the authorities, the then authorities, they would say, oh, that one is da-da-da-da-da-da. And then they come to you, they say, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You would not. This is why when I sang a song called Utokta Malane no Mteto Nzima, they wanted to know. And then there used to be some other friends of mine who would say, don't sing such songs. This is no good, for you, because you're... And I used to wonder why. When I asked about Lumumba,
yes,
they would say, why are you asking? It has happened. Don't talk about it. I said, about it, why?
Yes.
See, this is what I'm saying, that those musicians who worked during the time of apartheid, black musicians I'm talking about, were not pure.
But don't you think it was as valid, the work that was done internationally, as it was valid and important, the work that was done at home?
No, to cut the long story short, do you know there's a song called Summertime?
Yes.
That's right. If you listen to the words of Summertime,
yes,
the people that sang Summertime, they were not singing it because they were enjoying it.
Yes.
They were talking to each other. It was all political.
Yes.
So these people you are talking about, my dear, they were biased.
Yes.
They were what we called Tom, Uncle Tom's.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was more important to be here, to be living it, to be representing what was going on.
There were some who were here.
Yes.
You know, we had a lot of artists, even people, ordinary people, who were here, and still, even whites. We had some whites in this country who lost a lot of properties, lost a lot of things because of fighting the situation.
System, yes.
You know, people like you, for instance. Do you remember where we met?
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yes.
Now, people like you are a politician. Maybe you didn't know.
Maybe a revolutionary.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Thank you, Dorothy.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, you and I are from very far.
Yes.
You know
very,
that
very
yourself.
far.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
You know, Dokay days.
Yes.
Shell House.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, people like you were not, a lot of your people didn't like you because of that.
Yes.
You know, because Jet Mut. Let's forget about it. Let's forget about it.
Yes.
Let's talk about
And as you say, a
something else.
human being is a human being.
Right.
Yes.